All right, let's take a look at some form controls. There's a couple of different form controls we could use. Form controls, and then we have ActiveX controls. So come over here to the Developer tab. And for form controls, we do not need design mode. We will need it for ActiveX controls. So we're just going to go ahead and turn it on. And then we're going to go ahead and insert a form control, which is a combo box. And our combo box is currently floating on top of our cells, which is different than the data validation combo box. And you can see that it can be pretty large or fairly small, so kind of depending on what you want to do with this. If we right click on this and we go to Format Control, here's the options. We can make it, we can change the size if we want, we can lock it, the aspect ratio, which is the width and the height. We can protect it if you want. We can do some different properties with it here, put in some alternative text, and then of course our control. So this is really what we need here, our input range. So this will populate the actual combo box with data. So we're going to pick that. And then we're going to link it to a cell. So I want the output of this, which is going to be an index to that cell. And then once we click OK, and we click on our drop down, we can see we have our different item. Now we're using, here's the index, which is the selected index of the drop down. So in this case, it's going to be 2 for oranges. And then here we're using the index formula to look up the name so we can verify which one we're selecting. Let's take a look at a form control checkbox. So we're going to do a checkbox. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change the name of it. So want fruit. So we just kind of right click on it, and we just kind of type in this box. But let's go to form control and see what else we can do with it. So we can change the color of it. We did not have that option with the first one. We can change the line color of it if you'd like. You can do size, protection properties, alt text, which it already put in there for me. And then fruit. So we want to link this back to a cell. So we're going to link this back to this cell here. And click OK. So I changed it. And if I click the check mark, it check marks it as true. Uncheck it, it's now false. All right, let's try out ActiveX controls. Remember, we need to be in design mode for them, and then we have to go out of design mode to test them out. So we're going to start with doing the same combo box over here. And it has very similar properties. It looks a little different. You can see that things are a bit different on here. If I go to form control, I have my size, protection properties, and alt text, but I do not have where I can pick my range from here. So instead, I need to go to properties, and it brings up this dialog box with other options that we can change. So here we can change the background style of it. We can change the font type and size. We can change our font color. And then here's our linked cell and our range. So unfortunately, they don't have the little icon that lets you, select them. So you're going to have to type these in manually. So for the linked cell, I want to dump that to H13, and I want the range to look at the veggie. So we're going to do J2 colon J4, and then we'll click out of that. We'll close this up. We're going to go out of design mode, and we're going to see what happens. So here's our font colors that we picked. And notice when I select it, it didn't put an index like it did for the first one. It just put the actual veggie that we selected. So now we'll do a similar option. We'll go back into design mode, and we're going to insert a checkbox. And it's a little bit different. Let's go back and look at form control. Similar to the other one, so we're going to do all of our stuff in properties. So we can change the caption here, so want veggies. We can of course change the colors like we had in the other one. We can change the font if you want, and again the linked cell. So this one we're going to do H12, 12? No, 11. All right, and let's get out of there. You have to turn off design mode, and then we'll true or false. Check it out. Now, since I'm not in design mode, I can just go ahead and redo my controls here, or I can move it around, where I cannot with this one or this one. I can only use them until I go to design mode to look at that.